Hello friends, welcome to Dog Talk Diaries. In the last video, we have already discussed about abrasion. In this video, we will be discussing about bruise. What is bruise or contusions? Contusion is an effusion of blood into the tissue due to rupture of blood vessels by blunt objects such as stone, stick, hammer. In this diagram that you're seeing, can you see the blunt force? When the blunt force is applied over the surface of the skin, there is a rupture of blood vessels in the dermis and subcutaneous tissue. In dermis and subcutaneous tissue, hemorrhages occurs. This is called as contusion or bruise. These are some pictures of contusions. What are the salient features of contusions or bruise? Situation. It can occur in dermis or it can occur in subcutaneous tissue. What is the color of the bruise? See, in center, the color might be lighter. In the peripheral region, the color is darker. It is caused by blunt objects. What are the associated findings? The bruise can be painful. The bruise can be tender. Crushing and tearing of subcutaneous tissue can occur, and in bruise, there is no destruction of skin. In case of laceration, there is a destruction of skin. The size of the bruise is more than 5 mm, whereas in case of hematoma, it is more than 5 mm with appreciable swellings. These are some of the salient features of bruise. What are the types of contusion bruises? There are 4 types: intradermal bruise, subcutaneous bruise, deep bruise, and special bruise. What is intradermal bruise? That means rupture of blood vessels occurs in dermis. That is called as intradermal bruise. Subcutaneous bruise. It occurs in the subcutaneous tissue. What? Hemorrhages will occur in the subcutaneous tissue. That's called as subcutaneous bruise. This is most common type of bruise. Deep bruise. Where this occurs? This occurs in deep subcutaneous tissue just above the muscle or between the muscle bundles. These are 3 types of bruise: intradermal bruise, subcutaneous bruise, and deep bruise. Let's study the factors modifying size and shape. Age. Usually, children and old people are more prone to bruise. Women will undergo bruise easily. Natural diseases. Bruising is more common in arteriosclerosis, scurvy. It can happen in leukemia, purpura, and hemophilia too. Gravity shifting of blood. That means sometimes bruise will not appear at the site of impact, but it can occur at distant part. So that is termed as gravity shifting of blood. Color of skin. In fair people, the bruise can be well appreciated. Obesity. Fat people are more prone to bruise. These are some factors modifying size and shape: age, sex, natural diseases, gravity shifting of blood, color of skin, and obesity. The other type of contusion is ectopic contusion, or it is also called as migratory contusion. Example of ectopic contusion or migratory contusion is black eye. What happens in case of black eye? Hemorrhages occurs around the eyes and eyelids. This can be due to punch in the eye, blunt impact to the forehead, or main cause is fracture of anterior cranial fossa. In this diagram, you can see that this is anterior cranial fossa. When fracture occurs in anterior cranial fossa, hemorrhage occurs around the eyes and eyelids. So this is termed as black eye. Other example of migratory contusion is battle sign. Bruise occurs behind the ear. That means near mastoid process. What is the cause of battle sign? This is because due to the fracture of posterior cranial fossa. This is posterior cranial fossa. Fracture in posterior cranial fossa occurs bruise behind the ear. So this is termed as battle sign. The other type of contusion is tramline contusion or tramline bruise. What happens in this condition is that a blow with a rod or whether it is by a stick, it produces two parallel hemorrhages. In this diagram, you can see that there are two parallel hemorrhages. In between, the skin appears normal. So that is tramline bruise. When there is a fracture of jaw, bruise occurs in neck. When there is a fracture of pelvis, then bruise occurs in thigh. When there is a fracture of femur, then bruise occurs in the lower outer aspect of thigh. When there is a blunt injury to upper part of thigh, bruise occurs above the knees. Kick on the calf, bruise occurs around the ankle. There are two signs. One is Gray-Turner signs and Cullen signs. In Cullen signs, the hemorrhages occurs around intra-abdominal parts. This is Cullen sign. In Gray-Turner sign, bruise occurs in the retroperitoneal regions. So that is Gray-Turner sign. Cullen sign and Gray-Turner sign. This is called as six-penny bruise. What happens in six-penny bruise is that when during manual strangulation, when there is a compression of neck with one hand, there is small discoid hematoma in one side of the neck. So that is called as six-penny bruise. In the second diagram, compression of neck with both the hands. In both the side of neck, small discoid hemorrhages are seen. So this is called as six-penny bruise. Other type of this is called as deep bruise. It occurs deep to the subcutaneous tissue. That is called as deep bruise. Let's study the age of bruise. Initially, the bruise is red in color due to oxyhemoglobin. Within few hours to 3 days, the bruise becomes bluish in color due to deoxyhemoglobin. By fourth day, the bruise becomes bluish black to brown color due to hemosiderin. By 5 to 6 days, it becomes green color due to the pigment hematoidin. Within 7 to 12 days, it is yellowish in color due to the presence of bilirubin pigment. By 2 weeks, the bruise will become normal. Why? Because due to the presence of oxyhemoglobin pigment. In this pictures, you can see that in the first picture, this is bluish in color. In the second picture, the bruise is blackish in color. In the third picture, the bruise is greenish in color. And in the fourth picture, you can clearly see that the bruise has become yellowish in color. What is the differential diagnosis of bruises? Postmortem lividity, pseudo bruise. What is postmortem lividity? Postmortem lividity, this is also called as livor mortis. That means what happens in this condition is that the blood will settle in the lower parts of the body after death, creating a purplish red discoloration. It can occur because due to gravity. So that is what you call it as postmortem lividity. You can see this in a first picture. In the second picture, this is also called as pseudo bruise, or it is also called as artificial bruise. Mainly it is caused by plant poisons. artificial bruise or pseudo bruise? As I said, artificial bruise is caused by plant poisons like Plumbago roseae, Semicarpus anacardium, mother juice. Pseudo bruise is a mark on the skin that resembles a bruise, but it is not caused by trauma or injury. It resembles like a bruise, but it is not a bruise. That's why it is called a pseudo bruise. Now, let's discuss the difference between true bruise and artificial bruise. In true bruise, it is caused by blunt force. In case of artificial bruise, I said it is caused by plant poisons. Where it can occur in true bruise, it can occur anywhere. But in artificial bruise, only exposed parts is accessible. Color changes in true bruise, but color does not change in artificial bruise. It remains dark brownish in color. The shape of the true bruise is ovoid, but in artificial bruise, it is irregular. The margins is regular in true bruise, whereas in artificial bruise, it is distinct irregular. There is no itching in true bruise, but there is itching in artificial bruise. Vesicles cannot be found in true bruise, whereas in artificial bruise, vesicles are present. Redness and inflammation is seen in true bruise, whereas in case of artificial bruise, redness is seen around the lesion. That is the difference between true bruise and artificial bruise. So what is the medico-legal importance of the bruise? Size may indicate the degree of violence. Pattern bruise may connect victim and object or weapon. From pattern bruise, we can come to know that what kind of weapon is used. Age of injury. We'll come to know by looking at the bruise whether the bruise is fresh or whether the bruise is old or not. In case of fall, sand, dust, gravel, etc. may be found on the body. Character and manner of injury may be known from its distribution. That means whether it is distributed at the site of injury or it is distributed at distant place other than the site of injury. So these are 5 medico-legal importance of bruise. So thank you so much. Keep supporting me.